It's been a pretty nice Wednesday. Thank you for being a part of the evening portion of it. As we're getting ready to see some rains, as I spoke of last night, some significant rain that could add up to more than an inch in totality, starting a little later on tonight. And then other weather-related news, as hard as it is to imagine as we're bearing down on the middle of November and a few days past that point, there could be a record-tying number of hurricanes that have hit Florida. Sarah could develop and be a Cat 2 by next week. We'll talk about those projections in just a few moments, or local news and other information before I go to a quick break and come back to our first top story tonight, which is that of a man arrested for trying to allegedly pass a counterfeit bill at a bank in a stolen car. A reminder to Lawrence County and Louisa residents, the deadline is quickly approaching for the Lawrence County Time Capsule Project. Louisa City Council members have put together this project for some time now, and it is getting close to happening. A time capsule where you can purchase special 9x12 envelopes to fill with stories, letters, etc. be placed in the time capsule. It's going to be done on Christmas Eve within the city limits. When will the time capsule be opened? Well, 50 years from now, in November of 2074, by a committee of current Lawrence County High School seniors. How cool is that? That's thinking ahead. You want to participate? Envelopes are available at the Lawrence County Public Library for $20, and the library is the designated pickup or drop-off spot for those envelopes, and is not involved in the handling of any of the envelope purchases. All proceeds will be given to the city of Louisa only for the project use. Any remaining funds of the project will be kept by the city and used for improvements. But that's just a great idea, and the project's deadline is quickly approaching, and I'm just now realizing that I don't have that, but it is, of course, getting ready to take place this, December the 24th. It's not too far away. I'll get the exact deadline and remind you of that, but for all of our viewing residents there in that area, sounds like a cool thing to be a part of. I'll be right back with our first headline tonight. You can call it low carb because it is ultra low carb, and you can also call it one of the tastiest meals ever. Seasoned roast breast strips are perfect green beans, and cooked cabbage so good that sometimes I just get a pint of it and a Diet Pepsi and make it a meal. All you have to do is make your way to your Sayersville Lee's famous recipe. Whether you've got a new ride and you want it to stand out in the crowd, or you want your current ride to look and feel like a new one, no one does lifts, wheels, and tires better than Conley's. Stop in now for spring tire specials, free quotes, and 0% financing, or log on to conleytire.net. Green Tree Forest Products wants to buy your timber. Our skilled log procurement team has 4 generations and 70 years of experience buying over 24 million feet of hardwoods every year, which means you'll get the most dollars out of your logs and timber by calling any of our 3 locations in Sayersville, Moorhead, or Wallingford, Kentucky. In the Sayersville and surrounding area, call 495-1198. Green Tree Forest Products. For whatever reason, if your working days are over, don't do anything before you meet Grover. Social Security, disability, SSI, work injuries, wear and tear, and hearing loss. 888-9-GROVER.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County schools.
SMB is proud to stand with you with what might be your very first and definitely last checking, savings, retirement, even Christmas Club account, along with consumer, auto, mortgage, business loans that you can easily manage from anywhere in the world with safe, secure mobile and online banking that comes from over 120 years of commitment to your financial life and well-being, today, tomorrow, and forever. Sayersville National. It's fall, and you can find it in all its warm, vibrant glory on the latest fashions, apparel, and accessories and home decor at the seasonal shop, where you can also embrace your inner claws as Christmas is hitting the shelves as we speak. Stop by anytime and pick out the perfect gift, birthday, wedding, baby, for anyone, and get cracking on those next level Christmas decorations at the seasonal shop in downtown Salyersville. The initial call to McGoffin County Sheriff Bill Meade was that a man was trying to pass a counterfeit bill at a local bank. It resulted in, so far, charges of stolen property related to the vehicle that the man was found to be driving, allegedly stolen out of Hazel Green. There have been no charges related to any counterfeit money, but Sheriff Meade, who I spoke with on the telephone a few moments ago, says the investigation is continuing. What he did confirm was that just yesterday he was pulling into the Salyersville National Branch Bank location and was notified by employees there that two people had just come through in a white car, a male and a female, and had attempted to pass a counterfeit $20 bill and then left. They described the vehicle as sitting literally across the road next to a school bus, which was in the parking lot. The sheriff says that he then went over. There was no one in the vehicle at the time. He waited for the man to come out and get behind the wheel. While waiting, he had ran the license plate on the vehicle, which came back stolen, reportedly stolen out of Hazel Green in Morgan County, for which the Morgan County Sheriff's Department had an active case. After questioning 46-year-old Kevin Music of Oil Springs, he was charged with receiving stolen property under $10,000 and executed or served with a contempt of court outstanding warrant in his name as well, and taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. A Clay County mother has now officially been indicted after the death of her small child. This story goes all the way back to April of this year, where on the 20th day of that month, state police out of Post 11, so they got a call from social services to investigate a suspected physical abuse complaint involving a 3-month-old little girl. The girl had been taken to the UK Children's Hospital in Lexington, suffering from multiple fractures, hemorrhages, and retinal bleeding. And through investigation, the mother was initially a suspect, initially charged, and now a superseding indictment has been executed. In early June of this year, Brianna Morgan Burkhart of Clay County was indicted by the grand jury there on 3 counts of assault in the first degree and a single count of criminal abuse in the first degree, all related to a victim under the age of 12. And then just earlier this past September, on the 10th, detectives with the Kentucky State Police received word that the 3-year-old had passed away from her injuries at UK Children's Hospital. And just days ago, detectives took the case before the Clay County grand jury based on new information, and they returned a superseding indictment for a count of murder. State police have not released any details on what the new information was that was presented to the Clay County grand jury, but do stress that the investigation is ongoing. Up next, tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. A reminder, the next gathering of the Patchwork Playdates, this is for kids preschool aged in McGoffin County to be a part of. That's Tuesday, the 19th. That's next Tuesday at the Extension Service. They're gonna make a vehicle for the craft, and they're gonna snack on some really cool looking snacks that look like traffic lights. I want to make sure everyone knows they're not eating real traffic lights. That's very, very important. The Holiday Wreath Workshop, it's been around for years. It's so popular. It's just $15 to register. Anytime from 10 till 6, you can stop by the Extension office. They give you everything you need to make a beautiful live wreath and take it home with you for the holidays. But call and register, 349-3216. Country Hams, call the McGoffin County Extension office at 3216 to get your order in for your country ham. $50 a piece. You can get extra hams for $50. Orders due by Friday, December the 6th at the Extension office. It's a great deal, can't beat it, and they have a lot of fun with this every year, and everybody enjoys it, certainly, to say the least. And don't forget Diabetes Connection, Understanding Diabetes Together. This is the last meeting of the year, sponsored by ARH, and it's going to be here in McGoffin County at the Extension office. They're going to have a discussion about diabetes, and they're going to use some trivia to make it an interesting and fun, but also importantly educational time as well. So that coming up next week on the 21st, and I'll remind you again about the time and location. From there, we'll turn to tonight's obituary listings. where services, as I reported last evening, brought to you nightly by the McGoffin County Funeral Home include that of funeral services for 82-year-old Ronald Reed Minix of Sayersville. He passed away Monday at the VA Medical Center in Lexington. The son of the late McKinley and Peggy Jackson Minix, he's survived by his son Vince, his daughters Rhonda Howard and Katie Howard, and Peggy Trimble, 11 grandkids and one great-grandchild, my apologies. Ronald is preceded in death by his wife Elva, 6 brothers and 4 sisters. Friends can visit the church this evening till 9, the McGoffin County Funeral Home tomorrow from 10 until 9, and again services will be Friday at 1 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home Chapel. And arrangements are incomplete at this hour and to be announced soon by the McGoffin County Funeral Home for 65-year-old Joyce Norton of Sayersville. She passed away earlier today at her home. Experience over 30 years of exceptional, impeccable elegance and beauty at Seasons Florist, now in Sayersville, offering the very freshest in floral designs, custom and in-stock wreaths, arrangements, gifts, and so much more that you'll have to visit to try to see it all. Plus, they have tuxedo rental, free delivery within the city limits of Sayersville, and you can even place orders after hours. Call anytime. Seasons Florist on Parkway Drive, 349-4000.
There are several risk factors that may put a patient at risk for heart disease.
Especially people who have diabetes or hypertension or high cholesterol and have a family history of heart disease.
Neglecting to see a cardiologist can put you in trouble. You may develop problems that may not be reversible.
We see many people who do not have an actual diagnosis of a heart problem, but may be at risk of heart disease, and we do whatever we can to help mitigate that risk to help prevent disease in the future. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Thanks to you, Fraser's Prater Drug has been voted #1 in customer satisfaction with Good Neighbor Pharmacies for the 7th year in a row. With curbside pickup for all of your prescription, allergy, or even multivitamin needs. Or come in and pull up a stool while you shop, or just visit downtown and treat yourself to something extra tasty or sweet. Where locally owned means a more personal, reliable, and friendly pharmacy. Fraser's Prater Drug. Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
I wonder, could this be our last trip together? What if I upset him? He might never call again. But what if I don't say anything?
Hey, Dad. Is something wrong?
Actually, are you okay?
If someone you know or love is struggling, contact Big Sandy Healthcare today.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small-town values.
And Mom and Dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
As Heather and the staff are putting the final touches on tomorrow's edition of the Sayersville Independent, just a couple of the things you'll find in just sports. There'll be many more, and of course many other reports throughout the paper, but how McGoffin County High School graduates are still producing for the University of Pikeville swimming program. The men's and women's swimming teams met Shawnee State University swim squads on Saturday Last Saturday on the men's side, the U-Pike 200-yard medley relay team of Bryce Barton, R.J. Goins, Jacob Roboto, and Zane Whitaker came in third, scored a pair of team points in the freestyle relay. Roboto, Whitaker, Ryder Sloan, and Ben McLaughlin finished third. The list goes on. On the women's side, Madeline Smith swam a 2:30 with an 8 rather, and scored 9 team points after taking first in the 200 freestyle. Smith scored another 9 points after taking the top spot in the 500 freestyle. Dalen Patrick delivered a solid showing in the 100 backstroke, taking second place with a time of 1:21.8. Patrick also finished third in the 50 freestyle. There's much more on that story, as there also is on the Hornets meeting Knott County Central in their scrimmage coming up. This is basketball. 'Tis the season. In 15th region defending champions McGoffin County Hornets will meet Knott County Central in a scrimmage at the Prestonsburg Fieldhouse this coming Saturday, and there's more on that as well as a lot of other sporting news. And McGoffin County Archers, I don't want to spoil that one. They had a really good showing at their 4th annual outdoor extravaganza. I've got some video and some things to show on that, but Heather and our sports writer has a report on that in tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent, so check that out, and hopefully I'll get you to check it out here on the program very, very soon, and a host of other things in tomorrow's paper, so be sure and pick one up. Let's spend the last few minutes talking about the weather as it's getting ready to turn very active, a pattern we haven't seen for a while. Let's talk about locally after we take a quick look at what is expected to be Hurricane Sarah, which could be a record-setting hurricane, not because of its size, but because of, well, the frequency of which we will have seen should it make landfall in Florida next week, which right now pretty much all forecasts are leaning towards. Proving early forecasts correct, a very, very active hurricane season. We're talking about the middle of November, or a day or two past. While an eventual Florida impact is possible, we're still a week out, so much uncertainty. But right now, models potentially having this storm, whether it's just a big wet mess or gathered as a hurricane, hit somewhere possibly between Tampa and Fort Myers. There is still plenty of fuel available to sustain and make and keep a hurricane active if conditions allow in the atmosphere. Florida has been struck by 38 hurricanes in the month of October historically, just 3 in November. Those records go back to 1851. But weather-wise, it's not really November, is it? I was kind of referring to that yesterday here on a local level, but nevertheless, there is a distinct possibility of what will be a record-tying 4th Florida hurricane landfall for the year if what will be named Hurricane Sarah happens. Right now, forecasts call for it to crank up to a Cat 3, fall back to a Cat 2, and potentially hit Florida somewhere along the Gulf Coast. Still a lot of unknowns, but it's becoming more of a possibility by the hour. Now, as we saw, I clocked 68 degrees for daytime highs today in downtown Sagersville. Beautiful day. Clouds hung on for quite some time. Very little sun, but nice warm day. We are at 58 right now and falling. And dew point 44 degrees, relative humidity 56%. It'll be 90 some here in a minute though. Sunrise 7:12, sunset 5:23. But look at all the moisture out there. It is coming. Showers mainly after midnight. Now we're going to get in a few light ones, I think, and just a few little arms or fingers kind of stretch over the viewing area. Still away from that, but maybe an hour or two before we might see just a sprinkle or two develop. But we will see some showers. There's even a chance for some thunderstorms tomorrow with this. Rainfall estimates. Here's new totals for you. Tonight, 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. Tomorrow, another 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. And that's on the high side, 1.5 inches of total rainfall. Certainly possible. We fall anywhere in the middle of that, and, it'll be much needed. So we'll just have to wait and see. Thunderstorms, not unheard of in the middle of November, and not out of the realm of possibility tomorrow. As for tonight, we'll keep falling down to about 44 degrees. Southeasterly winds on the light side, 5 to 7 miles per hour, just kind of the norm and random. Nothing there, but again, we have a chance of some showers mainly after midnight is when we expect to see them rolling in, and then continuing throughout your tomorrow and throughout the afternoon as well. We will see some late lingering patchy fog up until the afternoon, up until the noontime hour for some folks. Showers and thunderstorms possible, winds up to 15 miles per hour out of the south, and again up to 3/4 of an inch tonight, and another 3/4 tomorrow. 50% chance of showers still hanging on tomorrow night, a low of 46. Friday, 20% chance of some lingering showers up through midday, otherwise mostly cloudy and only 55 degrees. We rebound, though, back to 59 the day after on Saturday, and the skies should clear quite nicely, a little slowly, but I think we'll see skies becoming sunny, and the showers will be gone for your weekend. So Saturday, we'll just call it 60 and becoming sunny. How's that? That sounds nice. Got a nice ring to it. Sunday, a little warmer still, 64, partly sunny, so a really nice November weekend ahead. It's pretty normal temperatures, and the likes of which we'll see improve into Monday and Tuesday before reverting back the other direction. Monday, 66 and 48, your high and your low. More clouds than sun on your Monday, and a 20% chance of showers that night and into your Tuesday morning and early part of the day, but otherwise partly sunny and 70 on your Tuesday. And we will have a 60% chance of showers again as another system rolls in Tuesday night. You'll see a little break in the action Tuesday with some sun and 70s. After some AM showers, a break, and then a pretty good shot of showers Tuesday night, lingering into your Wednesday. I've got to hit the ground running in the morning to start my news collecting early, around 10:30, I think, or so, with the Sheriff's Department and at the high school. And I'll tell you more about that when I see you next with a host of other news. Good night and see you then.